Hi guys, welcome and who dat? I'm Joe. Thanks for tuning in to Rosenfield 10, where I cover our beloved Bless You Boys in black and gold, the New Orleans Saints. If you're a Who Dat fan, subscribe to this channel. I love the Saints as much as you do. I talk about them every week, and in this video, we're going to do a preview of the upcoming Week 2 matchup between our NFC foe, the San Francisco 49ers. They come into the Caesar Superdome to take on our beloved Saints. Got an interesting battle. 3 games to start this season versus NFC West opponents. We lose the first game in week 1 to the Arizona Cardinals, 20-13. And now we have San Fran coming in. Before the season started, we probably all felt like San Fran was a better team than Arizona. So, what's our chances of winning this week? Arizona comes into the game kind of beat up, but we're not 100% healthy either, and I'll show you the roster for the Saints in a minute. But first, let's talk about the foe, San Francisco. Their starting quarterback, Brock Purdy's not going to play. We get to play against the backups, Sam Jones, is that his name? Flash Gordon? No. Is that his name? Whoever it is. What's the guy's name? Smackin' Mac Jones is going to be the quarterback. Yeah, we played him when he was with New England. He looked awful. We shut the team out. Not sure if we're going to get the same Smackin' Mac Jones that we got in that game. San Francisco seems to have a system that brings the best out of quarterbacks. So we'll see. But they are going into this game without their starting quarterback and without their starting tight end, George Kittle. He's been put on IR and he's going to miss the next 4 weeks at least. And we don't have to go up against him this week. And also on the offense, they are without wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, who's been on IR since the season started. And Jawan Jennings is a wide receiver that's injured, but he's practicing and will probably play. So we have to worry about Christian McCaffrey. We have to worry about Ricky Pearsall. And, MVS is there too. So we're catching San Fran in not the most opportune time for them health wise. Well, what about the Saints health wise? By the way, San Fran's defense is good. They're healthy, and yeah, we're going to have our issues. Let's look at the Saints offense and talk about what's happened so far since last game. We have taken Jake Hayner off of the active roster and placed him on the practice squad. And in his empty roster spot, we have elevated Jack Stoll at tight end. So we're looking all right now. This makes a lot more sense to me as far as an active roster goes. Um, the injury concerns on offense are on the offensive line. We've got Trevor Penning, who did not participate in Thursday's practice, so he's likely going to be a scratch for this week. He didn't play in the first game. That was Dylan Reduns starting at left guard, and will likely start at left guard again this week against the Niners. The other injury problem is Taliese Fuanga, the right tackle who played in the first game, but he looked pretty bad. And eventually they sat him and said it was the knee. We started Asim Richards at left guard for the rest of the game. Richards struggled, but overall he was able to finish the game. Now, Fuanga is a much better player than Richards, of course, but Fuanga did not practice yesterday or today, Thursday's practice. So I'm assuming Fuanga's going to be out for this game. If that's the case, Richards is going to start, and it's going to be tough going up against Bosa at defensive end. I think when he's lined up on Richards, we're going to have to put some help there for Richards. So I think there's going to have to be a game plan specific to stopping Bosa. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Uh, Other than that, on the offense, we're still struggling at tight end. You bring Stoll up, that's great. You need him. And your wide receivers are still the same. Hopefully, Vele can get more reps this week as he learns the playbook. And hopefully, we give the ball to Alvin Kamara more because he only touched the ball 13 times this past game, and that's not going to cut it. Spencer Rattler needs all the help he can get. That includes tight ends that are healthy, that includes bigger wide receivers, and it certainly includes success in the run game. All right, that's the offense for the Saints. Let's take a look at the defense. And this is where I'm not sure what is going to happen next. Currently, if you look for the Saints roster, you'll still see Julian Blackmon on it. I've taken Julian Blackmon off of this, even if he doesn't go on IR and miss the rest of the year. He's supposed to have surgery, and so he's certainly going to miss some time. So I've taken him off the roster as if he is on IR. And I have placed Terrell Burgess here. Now, we have not officially elevated anyone to take Julian Blackmon's place yet. Now, Julian Blackmon, I'm assuming, is going to be off the active roster. We don't have to put another safety in his place. We can elevate or put another player at another position on this active roster. We don't have to get a safety, is what I'm trying to say. But we have saved money with the restructure of Taysom Hill, and I think it's a possibility we look into grabbing a veteran free safety. Someone like Marcus Williams, who is really good at playing deep. Jordan Howden's best asset is playing deep, but we've already decided this week that we're going to start the game with Justin Reed and Jonas Sanker. Sanker is going to start at safety this week, opposite Reed, and the rookie is going to get a chance to show something, and I'm kind of excited about that. I worry about his abilities playing deep. I'll worry about Justin Reed's abilities playing deep. But both of them are good in the box, and I think San Fran's going to try to run the ball a lot, so I'm pretty excited about this. Now, like I said, I have Terrell Burgess's name here. I fully expect Terrell Burgess to be added to the active roster in the next day or two. If this doesn't happen, I'll gladly remove him from this roster and make the changes necessary. But other than that, as far as the injury front goes, Chase Young once again did not practice on Thursday, so he did not practice yesterday. He did not practice today. I'm assuming Young is going to miss this game. So we had Fadil Diggs on this roster for the first game. We've since released him. I believe we re-signed him to the practice squad, and he may be some sort of standard elevation this week to try to help out. Jonah Williams is another guy that we can elevate, but without Chase Young, yeah, it's either going to be Jonah Williams or Fadil Diggs or maybe both of them joining this team this weekend. But we're still pretty good with Cam Jordan and Carl Granderson on the outside linebacker edge rusher spot. Chris Rump is a fine backup. And yeah, if we have to go without Young, I expect to see either Diggs or Williams on the roster for the game. And other than that, we're looking okay. I think Jordan Howden is coming back from an oblique injury, but he's practicing. So, and like I said, Terrell Burgess should be an active roster member here in the next couple of days. We'll see. All right, that was your defense. Any changes happen between now and game day, I'm sure you'll hear about it this weekend. My previews for the games come out every Thursday. I try to do it after the injury report is released. And if something crazy happens, like Julian Blackmon the situation we've got with him, then you're not going to get 100% of the answers until this weekend. But I'm certain Blackman will be put on IR and will elevate Burgess to the active roster, and if not, certainly elevate Burgess for the game day elevation. So, how are the Saints going to fare against San Francisco? I'm thinking when San Fran's on offense, they're going to have a hard time. If they get the running game going with Christian McCaffrey, that changes everything. If we can't stop the run, yeah, we're dead in the water. But we've shown, I think, some promise against the run in that first game. We allow 140 something total rushing yards. That's not good, but I saw some improvements there. And I think we can be effective against the run. If San Fran has to play from behind or if San Fran has to bail on the run, then they're going to be looking at Ricky Pearsall and Christian McCaffrey in the passing game. And I think we can rattle Mac Jones to some inaccuracy. And so unless that running game gets going for the 49ers, I don't think the offense is going to be able to produce too much, which is good because our offense doesn't seem like they can produce very much right now either. I can't see our team scoring more than one touchdown a game, and hopefully we make all the field goal kicks. We need to get better in the red zone for sure. So when the 49ers are on defense, Bosa's going to be lined up either over Banks or over Richards. And I'd stay over Richards the whole game. We're going to have to allocate resources to help Richards if that's the case, and that's going to free up other guys to come free. So maybe they want to put Bosa against the rookie Banks, but I think Banks as a pass protector is already at an elite pro level. So Bosa's going to have a lot more success against Richards rushing the passer. Personally, if I was the Saints, I would run right at Bosa, and I would do it often, and I would run between the tackles. I think on their defensive line, they're not as great in the middle. So that would be me. As far as passing the ball goes, if we can keep Bosa in check, I think we can get some people open. I'm not sold on San Francisco's secondary, and I think they have a Upton Stout, a small lower round rookie at nickelback. And that's the guy I would attack. And I would attack him with Juwan Johnson. I would split Juwan Johnson to the slot and attack Upton Stout all game long. That's what I would do. And I would give him a heavy dose of run in the ball and work off of that. So overall, what do I think? San Fran's not going to score a lot of points, but neither are the Saints. If we can make something happen on defense, as far as forcing a turnover, definitely keeping them out of the end zone, we can win this game. We're just going to have to scrape up something on offense. And I think you can get the running game going against this team. And I think you can get the passing game going against them too. We just have to pick up the blitzes. So, what's my final score prediction? I'll predict a score where we win. I predict a score where we lose. I envision the Saints winning this game if we get the running game going, the offense doesn't shoot itself in the foot, we negate the penalties, stay consistent on special teams, try not to miss a kick, try to get in the end zone when you're finally in the red zone, try to scrape up enough points to win this game. I still don't see the Saints scoring much more than 13 points, but that's okay because in the case of the Saints winning this game, it'll be because Mac Jones can't get the running game going and can't get the passing game going. So I'm going to pick, if the Saints win, a final score of the Saints 13 and the 49ers 6. Wouldn't that be a barn burner right there? Well, I can see this happening. I can see Mac Jones turning the ball over a few times. I can see them getting desperate toward the end of the game, especially if they're down 13 to 3. Fourth quarter comes around, you're down 13 to 6. We have to be good against the run. If we can do that and keep them out of the end zone, This could be the way the game goes. However, if San Francisco can make the running game work and we struggle on offense, there's a chance we lose this game too. And I have a totally different score for if we lose. Final score San Francisco 23 and the Saints 9. Yeah, there's a chance where we just can't get touchdowns, and that's going to be a problem. So basically, what I'm saying is in this game, whoever can keep the other team out of the end zone is going to win it because there's just not a lot of potential points with either of these offenses unless the running game is clicking for both of them. All right, there you go. There's my quick preview for the Saints versus 49ers. Subscribe to Rosenfield 10. You will get the review and reaction of this game next week. And you'll get all the off-season coverage about the draft as well. Think of me as a friend or a coworker who loves the Saints as much as you do. And I'll actually look into this stuff and we can talk about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And go Saints. Let's hope for a 1-1 season now, right? We'll see. And until the next one, I'll talk to you later. Who dat?